Anyway, because of this daring adventure, we were not here last Sunday, and we missed a big announcement in the history of our church. Our senior minister is leaving in June. For those of you who were here, or those of you who learned through an email or the report of a friend, I am certain that there are many of us who have given this report some thought. You've been thinking about it this week, and you've been having some memories perhaps, and you've been having some feelings perhaps. We are finding ourselves in transition. You know, I want to make a disclaimer in this bulletin. It says, like a deer. Well, 2 months ago when we did the last newsletter, like a deer sounded like a nice title. It's not relevant today, so. What's relevant today is finding ourselves in transition, is it not? So, speaking of challenging times in our lives, there are very few absolutes in life, very few situations that you know are for sure going to happen all the time, maybe two that I can think of. One absolute is God. You know that God is going to happen. You know that God is there. You know that God is present. You know that, right? Yes. Okay, what's the other absolute? Change. Darn it. Transition. Change comes, and not because we give life permission to change. Change just happens whether we are giving permission or not. I know I've mentioned him before, but I'll mention him again because today his words are very relevant. One of my teachers and friends who has gone on to another life is Dane Perry, and he wrote this about transitions. Sometimes I feel my life is a series of trapeze swings. I'm either hanging on to a trapeze bar swinging along, or for a few minutes in my life, I'm hurling across space in between trapeze bars. Most of the time I spend my life hanging on for dear life to my trapeze bar of the moment. It carries me along at a certain steady rate of swing, and I have the feeling that I'm in control of my life. I know most of the right questions and even some of the answers, but every once in a while, as I'm merrily or even not so merrily swinging along, I look out ahead of me into the distance, and what do I see? I see another trapeze bar swinging toward me. It's empty, and I know, in that place in me that knows, that this new trapeze bar has my name on it. It is my next step, my growth, my aliveness coming to get me. In my heart of hearts, I know that for me to grow, I must release my grip on this present, well-known bar and move to the new one. Each time it happens to me, I pray that I won't have to let go of my old bar completely before I grab the new one. But in my knowing place, I know I must totally release my grasp on my old bar. And for some moment in time, I must hurtle across space before I can grab onto the new one. Each time, I am filled with terror. It doesn't matter that in all my previous hurdles across the void of unknowing, I have always made it. I am each time afraid that I will miss, that I will be crushed on unseen rocks in the bottomless chasm between bars, and I do it anyway. Perhaps this is the essence of what the mystics call the faith experience. No guarantees, no net, no insurance policy, but you do it anyway because somehow to keep hanging on to that old bar is no longer on the list of alternatives. So for an eternity that can last a microsecond or 1,000 lifetimes, I soar across the dark void of the past is gone, the future is not yet here. Anybody been there? It's called transition. I've come to believe that this transition is the only place that where real change occurs. I mean real change, not the pseudo change that only lasts until the next time my old buttons get punched. I have noticed that in our culture, this transition zone is looked upon as a no thing, a no place between places. Sure, the old trapeze bar was real, and that new one coming toward me, I hope that's real too. But the void in between, is that just a scary, confusing, disorienting nowhere that must be gotten through as fast and unconsciously as possible? No. What a wasted opportunity that would be for us. I have a sneaking suspicion that the transition zone is the only real thing, and the bars are illusions that we dream up to avoid the void, where the real change, the real growth occurs for us. Whether or not my hunch is true, it remains that the transition zones in our lives are incredibly rich places. They should be honored, they should be savored. And yes, with all the pain and fear and feelings of being out of control that can, but don't necessarily accompany transitions, they are still the most alive, the most growth-filled, passionate, expansive moments